I hereby call our last General Assembly meeting to order at 8:33 p.m. Secretary Schaus, can you please call roll?
President Ford. Here. Vice President Jacobs.
Here.
Garrison Murphy.
Here.
Webmaster Harmon.
Here.
Executive Treasurer Lorenz.
Here.
Aide to Treasurer Kacha. Here. Assistant Treasurer Doyle. Senator Donaldson. Senator Lynn. Senator Walton.
Here.
Senator Hernandez Gary.
Here.
Senator Hertzberg.
Here.
Senator Wilcoxon. Here. Senator Maldonado. Here. Senator Neiman.
Here.
Senator Friesa. Here. Senator Westfall. Here. Senator Abraham. Senator Hildebrand. Here. Senator Robb. Senator Vada. Senator Vandile.
Here.
Senator Williamson. Here. Senator Ward. Here. Senator Cavender.
Here.
Senator Bakri. Here. Senator Melton.
Here.
Senator Howard. Here. Senator Sedler. Here. Senator Flanagan. Here. Senator Jameer. Senator Velasquez. Here. Senator Conrad. Here. Roll's been called.
Thank you. Are there any public comment in here or on YouTube tonight that would like to come up and speak?
Or would you like to concur? Say that.
Up here. Okay.
Everybody hear me all right? Hello everybody, my name is Garrett Willis. I'm a senior here at Valpo. I am the general manager of WVUR. I've also been a member of the Senate's Committee on Media for the last 4 years as well. My charge today is to be able to present to you an issue which has come up to me for this year due to my travel with athletics for broadcasting basketball games for the university. I want to thank Senator Pariseau along with Secretary Lorenz for their help through this matter. The issue with this year is that with my schedule as a student athlete here on campus, I am usually unable to go with the team to be able to travel with them. So I have to provide my own transportation to several of these events. Before the year started, there was a bylaw approved for per diem and mileage for the university for student-sponsored travel, which currently stands at 20 cents a mile. This is obviously different. This should be, in my opinion, raised above that due to the increased cost for travel this year, due to increased gas prices and increased car prices as well. I believe this was part of my duty for the station and for the university as well. I was sports director my junior year, and as that role came about, it was part of my charge to be able to cover our women's basketball team and be able to travel to their away games. And since nobody existed within the department this year to be able to fulfill that role as sports director with a lot of turnover within the department, I've had to hire 2 new sports directors throughout this year. It still was part of my duty to be able to cover those games this year. Along with that, I've worked tirelessly to be able to steward a positive image for the radio station WVUR and also for the university as well. Mr. Mark LaBarbera has been somebody who has provided evidence to this for my work through the station this year. And I would hope that the Senate would try to, be able to correct an inequity within the system this year. There's been a special exemption that has been taken on for WVUR for next year to be able to go to standard mileage, and that would not apply to me this year. I hope that the Senate would hope to correct this inequity sooner instead of waiting a year for that change to occur. That way it can help to benefit me for my travel and my expenses this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll have somebody answer your concern after the General Assembly game. Are there any other public comments here or on YouTube? Seeing none, moving on to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve or amend the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor of approving the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Moving on to senators' reports. Are there any senators' reports tonight? Remember, we're still doing 2. Even well wishes. Senator Sedler.
Okay, my well wishes are to President Ford, Vice President Jacobs, and Senate with them since my freshman year, and I'm just really proud of all they've done, and I'm really just gonna miss them. So thank you guys for all you've done for the university.
Thank you, Senator Sedler. Senator Backery.
All right, my well wishes are to Secretary Chauzi and Treasurer Lorenz. You guys have been great role models here during my 2 years on Senate.
Thank you, Senator Backery. Senator Lennon, did I see your placard over? No. Okay. Any other senators' reports tonight? All right, seeing none, moving on to advisors' report.
Yes, thank you, Ben. I would just say, first of all, congratulations to Allison Pariso, who won a few awards last night at the student organization. And also, just again, a thank you in recognition of our graduating seniors who have dedicated time and efforts in the Senate over the years. So all of you have done great work, and we really appreciate you. You've left your mark in one way or another. Thank you for your contributions here at Student Senate. With that, I am done.
Or any other advisors' reports? All right. Seeing none, moving on to officers' reports. President Ford.
Hello, everyone. It's really surreal to be up here for my last report as president. It's been such an honor to serve this past year alongside my amazing executive board and executive committee. I've been on Student Senate since my freshman year, and since then I've been able to see so much growth from individuals, but also from the Senate itself. I'm so excited to see how you guys shape and influence campus through Student Senate in the upcoming years, and I'm just so proud of everything we accomplished this year. So just thank you for being such amazing senators and being such a great resource, and good luck with everything in the future. End report.
Thank you, President Ford. Moving on to my report. Tomorrow I'll be going to the parking meeting with some of our first-year senators that are meeting with President Padilla tomorrow. I'll be going there as ex-vice president, but I will be going in support. Swipe in office access. So even with some of our senators leaving here tonight, either graduating or leaving us here on Senate, you will still have access to the office for the rest of the year. So go ahead and use that if you would like to. You're not being kicked out after tonight, as I've been told. So we're also transitioning. So President Ford and I met with Vice President-elect Ian Chenoweth and President-elect Sophia Behrens, and we transitioned on Friday. We had a really fruitful discussion of them stepping into these positions tonight and seeing if they had any questions, but we transitioned well. They will also be transitioning with us at our advisor meeting on Wednesday, so they will be very prepared to lead the next General Assembly. Also, our chairs, just make sure that all of your email accounts are organized. We'll be talking about how to do this logistically, but expect to be transitioning those account emails to the next committee chairs either tomorrow or Wednesday. So just make sure that those are cleaned up. Other than that, we'll be swearing in our new officers tonight. So that's the biggest thing with transitions. And also we'll have our Sine Die ceremony afterwards with the new General Assembly. So please stay after that. Even if you are leaving us on Senate, please stay for that Sine Die General Assembly to support your new senators. Lastly, sorry, I'm a speech giver, so I had something prepared. I have been in Student Senate all 4 years. I signed up during the Student Activities Fair, as it was called back then, and ran in an uncontested freshman race. Jolie and Allison sat in the front row with me, always being nervous about being part of something bigger than us. It was a rocky start. We had our organization liaison program, which we were matched with student organizations we knew nothing about on a campus that we still knew nothing about. And that was kind of a disaster, but we made it through. We couldn't answer any questions from these organizations, but again, we made it through. And I know what you're thinking, Ben didn't know any questions about Student Senate? Wow. Kidding. I was nervous to give senators reports. Yes, it's normal after all of the crap I give you guys. The next year, I was Committee on Residence Chair, still nervous to go up in front of Senate to give reports. It became kind of a weekly Monday night thing to see how many times I would stutter during a report when I was up in front of General Assembly. But little did I know that along with my committee work and some other co-sponsors and committee members, we would be taking on probably the largest Senate resolution that Student Senate has done in the foreseeable past, which was taking on the guest visitation policy. We met with many campus administrators, with Ryan Blevins mostly, but he loved meeting with me. We had good old-fashioned Senate surveys that went out to campus. We presented the results at a Student Senate forum, the first one in probably over 25 years. We had to jump through numerous hoops and members of committees to get it passed. And after a year and a half, the president's office signed off and Senate accomplished one of the biggest changes this campus has seen in a while. Then COVID hit. We had to finish the year online. We ran campaigns from home, but I guess this gave me the confidence to decide to run for vice president as just a rising junior. But I did it. I never imagined that I would ever step into such a position. This began the greatest couple of years of my time here. I enjoyed every second of my time in this position because I got to serve the student body by fighting for students' needs and bettering the institution of Student Senate. I was only here for a semester last year because I went to study abroad, but I knew Senate was going to be in good hands with Vice President Ford. When I heard Julie was running for president, I knew I had to run for VP again. This past year, I have the honor of working with an amazing e-board and a great slate of advisors. We have accomplished so much for Senate, and I'm glad I can now call you some of my closest friends. President Ford, thank you for dealing with me sometimes. Okay, most of the overbearing passion I had for Student Senate. You have been a great partner this year, and I'm so proud of all that we've accomplished. Now you all, the senators, you have surprised me this year. I'm not going to shy away from saying I was a little worried this year when most of us were new here. I didn't know if I had the capabilities of ushering in an almost all-new Senate, but you guys have done so well. I knew we were in capable hands during the SR workshop. The passion you all had for wanting to make a difference, to learn, inspired me. It makes me incredibly happy to see some of you guys staying after meetings now, chatting about being friends or getting work done on campus. That's what Senate is all about. That is what it's supposed to be. A platform for you all to serve students and carry on the traditions of student leadership and service. It has been rough for student organizations to get and retain membership and involvement. And it was a little rough for us at first too. But you guys have withstood the test. You have maintained our position as a force to be reckoned with. I expect you all to continue serving in leadership positions on Senate and beyond. You all have what it takes to make a difference on this campus. And I am so excited to see what you will all accomplish here in however many years you have remaining. The fire at the Art and Psych building reminds me that nothing is permanent. Our time here at Valpo is not permanent. Our time in these positions are not permanent. But what we leave behind is. We leave behind legacies for students to enjoy for years and years to come. While we may not be permanent installations here ourselves, Student Senate is. Keep up the great work, keep making Senate a place for students to come with their thoughts, and keep pushing for the change that is needed to be made here, because it is up to all of you. Congratulations for all of your hard work this year, everyone. Good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you, Student Senate, for giving me the best part of my 4 years here. All right, thank you all. Secretary Shouse.
So unlike Vice President Jacobs, I do not have a speech nor anything formally prepared, but also unlike him, this was my first year and I'm really grateful that you all were flexible, and I appreciate that. I think we shared some laughs. I know I was laughing a few times. I hope you guys are laughing with me. And so just thank you for doing that. Thank you for getting through it when I was butchering your name severely at times. But
this was just a great year, so I hope you guys have a great one next year too. End report.
Thank you, Secretary Strauss. Moving on to PRC Quincy.
I also want to take a moment just to reflect on my time in Student Senate. I did not take the normal route like President Ford or Vice President Jacobs. I started right out on the executive board in my current position. And I've seen 3 different administrations, and each one was vastly different. I started out under former President Brown, and that administration did not value the sort of things that we value here today. We are very transparent, as opposed to back then, and we have grown a lot, and we've seen what a difference can make when students actually want to stand up and talk about the issues that are at hand. Then last year we had former President Steinheiser, and she was also great. She led us into what would be today as the current Student Senate, where we value pushing students' voices further. And we get to President Ford and Vice President Jacobs here. And honestly, they're probably one of the best dynamics that I've seen over the course of my time in Student Senate. Each of them brought different things to the table, and overall, they fought for students' voices. They listened to you guys, they pushed you guys as well. And at times I could tell that you senators, just from sitting up here, that you guys moaned and groaned when you get asked to do things. But, President Ford and Vice President Jacobs wanted you guys to do these things because they knew that you could do it. And that's what you guys need in your next president and vice president, and hopefully they continue that, is that you guys are pushed just enough that you guys can now reach out to students to start SRs, file out proposals, constitutional amendments, whatever it is that's going to continue to push students' voices forward. In my time as PRC, I've grown our communication channels, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I doubled our Instagram following and tripled our Twitter following just in the first 6 months that I was here, and I hope that the next press secretary can continue that. And I hope you guys value that communication, value that transparency, because that's what's really going to push Student Senate and make everyone else aware of what we actually do. So yeah, with that, I report.
Thank you, PRC Grimby. Executive Treasurer Lorenz.
So first, I just want to say also this Friday, May 6th is the last day to submit encumbrance requests. So please let your constituents know that the form will be closing at 5 p.m. this Friday. And I just want to say thank you again to all these senators for all the work you do. Thank you to all the exec board for all the work you guys do. Thank you to the advisors as well. We've come a long way from our handwritten submissions with staple receipts to encumbrance requests. Ryan and I had a good time putting together our Google form with my predecessor, Jackson, and we've come really far now with my Valpo, and so I'm proud of the work that we've done. So just thank you all.
Thank you, Executive Treasurer Lorenz. Mr. Herman.
Thank you, Vice President Jacobs. I just wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be your webmaster for this semester. It's been a really exciting time, and I can't wait to work with the next Student Senate and grow transparency and spreading the news about Student Senate to get new students' voices heard in the next year. End report.
Thank you. Moving on to committee reports. Executive Committee Chair 4.
I wanted to take this time to say how excited I am for the next administration, specifically your president-elect, Sophia Behrens. Sophia, I know you're there online. So I just want to say that it's been an honor to see how you have developed over the past couple of years. And I've really enjoyed cultivating our friendship and also just being able to guide you as you became the Committee on Media Chair and as you explored new leadership within Senate. I know that you are going to do an amazing job as president, and I'm so excited to see what you do this upcoming year. And
Thank you, President Ford. Moving on to Finance Committee Chair Parisa.
Hello,
said, this is my 4th year on Senate as well. So thank you, advisors, thank you, senators, and thank you, executive board, for all the wonderful memories we shared this semester. Thank you to all the organizations for putting up with me as we dealt with this new process. We appreciate your patience and understanding greatly. And to my committee, thank you most of all for the long budgeting meetings and for literally creating a whole new finance structure, dealing with an entire new process. We did that together. So it wasn't just me, it was you guys as well. So I appreciate that a lot. And I look forward to what the future operations committee will do with everything finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Parizo. Moving on to Administration Committee Chair Flanagan.
No report.
Moving on to Committee on Media Chair Williamson.
No report.
Moving on to Screening Committee Chair Battery.
No report.
Moving on to Committee on Residence Chair Abraham. I believe there's no report. Moving on to Dining Services Chair Dawson. I believe there's no report. So moving on to Diversity and Inclusion Committee Chair Howard.
No report.
Moving on to Discretionary Funds Chair Rob. Okay. Anyway, moving on to new business, there is none. So moving on to old business. Yay, commission budget slate. All right, Senator Parizo.
I'm back. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Today we'll be voting on the commission budget slate. So we already did special interest, so this is the programming commission, media commission, and club sport commission budgets.
I would recommend a motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion is now open. Are there any motions to move anything? Is there? So with the new commission system, it looks like there's an individual pot for each commission, if I'm not mistaken. So there's not one whole pot for all 3 commissions. All right, is there any, Senator Howard?
Question. What are co-sponsored programming dollars within the programming commission?
That is,
I can answer that if you want me to.
Senator Hernandez-Garrity.
So in the meeting with all the programming committees, we decided that we should have a product pool for all of the boards. That way, if they wanted like an emergency matters, so like a impromptu like event, you get both of that instead of going from multiple $250.
Okay.
So that's just the.
This was decided by the commission heads. And I would like to remind everyone that the commission budgeting is all done by the heads of these organizations. They had full authorization over this and did discuss that. Are there any motions to move anything, or is there a motion to vote?
Motion to vote?
Motion to vote as a slate.
It's all just one slate. So there's a motion to vote. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of voting, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, all in favor of voting on the commission slate for 2022, 2023, please raise your placards. All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the commission slate passes 21-0-0. So congratulations to the Finance Committee for making a new presidential plan and passing through the Senate.
thank you, everyone.
All right, so moving on to public comment. Are there any public comments here or on YouTube? Seeing none. Is President Padilla here? Okay, we can. All right, we'll see if he comes. So moving on to oath of office. So I will now call up Press Secretary-elect Nathan Harmon, Executive Treasurer-elect Allison Plachta, Executive Secretary-elect Hannah Williamson. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, name of office holder, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of, name of your office,
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Executive Secretary
of Valparaiso University,
of Valparaiso University,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the interests of the Student Senate
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the interests of the Student Senate
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
Congratulations. I ask our executive board members that just had their replacements, please stand, except Secretary Schaus, you will finish our minutes. Please stand as your replacements take your seats. Yeah, there. Okay. You know, I try. I try and I try and I try. All right.
No respect. Hey, you're out of a job in 5 minutes. Come on.
Yeah, I still have some authority. Thank you very much. Congratulations. It's the second. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right. I will now call upon President-elect Sophia Behrens. Do you have your oath of office in front of you?
Sure.
I'll give you a second.
Yes.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Repeat after me. I, name of office holder,
I, Sophia Behrens,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of, name of your position,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Body President
of Valparaiso University,
of Valparaiso University,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the interests of the Student Senate
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the interests of the Student Senate
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
Congratulations, President Behrens. And if you can sign that and send that to Secretary. All right. I will now call upon Vice President-elect Ian Chenoweth. All right. Sorry, I just need to get all my stuff in order. All right, before I swear you in, I will just kind of go over the procedure of tonight. So under the authority of the Constitution of the Valparaiso University Student Senate, as outlined in Article 4, Section F, I have the honor of commencing the 2022 Adjournment Sine Die ceremony of the Student Senate. Sine die is Latin for without a day, and refers to the idea of business or proceedings that have been adjourned with no appointed date for resumption. This phrase was found in our old Constitution and bylaws, but it was fitting to keep the term because of what the idea meant for us this year. We were without a day of knowing when we would finish the revision of our bylaws and Constitution. We were without a day of knowing how this new structure will play in the future. We are not, however, without a day of knowing the next generation of campus leaders will take office as student senators, because that is today. After I, Ben Jacobs, current Student Body Vice President, swears in the next duly elected Student Body Vice President, Ian Chenoweth, he will close the legislative session of 2021 and 2022 by the General Assembly voting to adjourn sine die. Vice President Chenoweth will then ask for all outgoing student senators to then sit in the reserved seating in the back as he calls upon all duly elected candidates for the 2022-2023 academic year to proceed forward to take their oaths of office, thereby opening the legislative session of 2022-2023. The first order of business will be to elect the chairs of the following committees: Operations Committee, Student Experience Committee, Elections and Outreach Committee, and the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. After this election by the General Assembly, Vice President Chenoweth will lead in the adjourning of the meeting to begin the work of the summer. Today is a moment to celebrate the achievements we have made over the past year and also to celebrate the beginnings of the next year. It is an incredibly inspiring time for our newly elected senators to be in the same room as our departing senators, a moment that has not been captured by this body before. We should relish in this passing of the baton moment and cherish what this means for the future of this institution and the network of support and engagement it provides. Congratulations to all of you, senators new and old. You have accomplished something great, either serving the student body or being elected with the passion to serve. You should all be proud of your work you have done and are about to begin. Let the adjournment sine die ceremony commence. With that, here we go. And repeat after me. I, name of office holder,
I, Ian Chenoweth,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of, name of your office,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Body Vice President
of Valparaiso University,
of Valparaiso University,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend
the interests of the Student Senate and the student body of Valparaiso University.
the interests of the Student Senate and the student body of Valparaiso University.
Congratulations. You are now
All right, so moving on to postmortem, I'd like to invite President Ford and Vice President Jacobs up to do Senator gifts and Senate superlatives.
All right, you had a tough run, sorry.
So yeah, we got a little gift for everyone here. So we're gonna start by handing those out. So we'll go over there and call your name and you can come up to the table and pick up your gift. And then after that, we'll do the superlatives. Okay? Yep. All right, here we go. Okay, you guys can applaud after each name if you want. All right, Lucas Lennon. Senator Walton. Senator Hernandez Garrity. Senator Wilcoxon. Senator Hertzberg. Senator Neiman. Senator Maldonado. Senator Williamson. Senator Mandile. Senator Flanagan. Senator Sedler. Senator Ward. Senator Cavender. Senator Howard. Senator Melton. Senator Bakri. Senator Velazquez. Senator Conrad. Senator Westfall. Senator Parizo. Senator Schaus. Secretary Schaus, sorry. Treasurer Lorenz. Vice President Jacobs. Myself. DRC Grimby. Webmaster Harmon. Senator Hildebrand. Okay, and Executive Aide Pasha. All right, and then these are senators who were unable to make it tonight. So now we're going to go ahead and do the Senate superlative. So a little background for people who don't know. Every year we give out different awards for some fun nominations, and some of them are a little bit out there, but it's a tradition and we love to do it. So we're just going to go ahead and go through.
All right, first, we have most likely to break a basketball hoop, Mark Lorenz. Next, we have most likely to comment on the YouTube stream, Senator James Hernandez-Garrity. Next, we have most likely to stay on task, Gabrielle Wilcoxon. Next, we have most considerate, Riley Cavender. Next, we have most likely to give an inspirational speech, Steve Janowiak. Most likely to make you laugh during General Assembly, Michaela Flanagan. Most improved and excited for the next year, Shia Kamra. Most likely to give a Senate report, you can all guess who, Allison Parizo. Most likely to motion to vote, Gabby Westfall. Best new member, also Shia Kamra. Most likely to be in the Senate office, Chris Grimby. Most likely to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, Mark Lorenz. We have most likely to make your day, Riley Sedler. Best smile, Jolie Ford. Most likely to be President of the United States, Ben Jacobs. Best dressed, Meshach Melton. Student Senate MVP of the Year, Allison Parizo. You're going to get all the Student Senate awards this week. And this one, I was tied, so it looks like we'll have some competition in the near future for elections. Underclassmen most likely to be student body president, we have Ashley Velasquez and Lucas Lennon. I hope to see a contested race. All right, congratulations, all of you.
Thank you, President Ford and Vice President Jacobs. Before we move into adjournment, Sine Idea, I'd like to invite President Padilla up for a few words.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you for agreeing to serve this university, being advocates on behalf of your constituents. Thank you for giving me a hard time. And I mean that seriously. She's no shrinking violet, and neither is he. And you wouldn't be doing your jobs if you were not doing that. That's the great thing about checks and balances. Yes, you're students and I'm the president and I have an administration, but this is where you start exercising your muscle. One of the things I tell, I'm sure we have our fair share of really, all of your good students, but there'll be some of you who will be valedictorians and, graduate summa and all that kind of stuff, which is important, right? I don't discount it. But one of the things I always say at academic events where they're honoring the summas and the magnas and the cum laudes is, that's good, that's great, but there are a lot of valedictorians who work for C+ students in major Fortune 500 companies. And the reason is because when you rise up the ladder and become leaders, brain power is important, but equally important, and sometimes even more important, is your ability to lead men and women, to read a room, be diplomatic, to know how to negotiate, how to maneuver with your competition, how to take risks. And just because you have a 4.0 doesn't necessarily mean you meet any of those qualifications. What you're doing here is not book learning. What you're doing is exercising your leadership muscle. I honestly believe whether it's he's going to be the next CEO of a Fortune 500 company, there'll be somebody in this room by virtue of the fact of what you learned being a student senator. Now you may think, come on, give me a break. It's true. When I worked in Washington, D.C., I didn't graduate with honors from law school. I did okay. But I went to a good law school, but, I was a late bloomer. But when I worked in Washington, D.C., in the U.S. Senate, naturally, a lot of the people who worked on Senate staffs were people from the Ivy. And initially you think, oh my God, I'm going into a meeting to negotiate with a kid from Harvard or Yale Law or Stanford, whatever the case may be. And initially you kind of shaking your boots, you try not to show it. But you go in there and you realize despite their degree, they ain't nothing. I will tell you that there are people who are very, very powerful in Washington, D.C. at the staff level who weren't valedictorians. Some of the most powerful people in Senate offices started off as the drivers for their senators or their governors. And they got to know their bosses and they got to know politics. They got to know local politics. And again, they learned how to read a room, work with people and understand their needs and so forth. So again, I am not whatsoever dismissing the importance of your academic achievements. And, maybe many of you don't want to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Maybe you don't want to be the President of the United States. In fact, if you do, you're probably warped as it is. But and that's fine. There are a lot of really, really smart people who are doing what they love, and they're not necessarily leading organizations of hundreds. But if that's something you aspire to do, learn as much as you can, do as well as in the classroom as possible. But just understand that's an important component, but it's not enough. You've got to learn and acquire that leadership muscle. And again, you've started by doing what you're doing here today. But just understand that. And because I'll tell you this, if you can combine academics with leadership, you will be hell on wheels, and nobody's going to stop you. And case in point, Barack Obama, first African-American editor of the Harvard Law Review, for the United States. Somebody who was humble enough to work the streets in the city of Chicago organizing communities. But here's a guy who taught the University of Chicago Law School, Harvard Law Review, and he was able to put both of those kind of things together. And you guys are capable of doing the same thing. In fact, I expect no less from you because you are our graduates. and we expect you to be servant leaders. Now, let me get off my soapbox and tell you a little bit about what's going on this year. For the seniors, you don't get the benefit of it, but nevertheless, you'll be envious, hopefully, with what I tell you, your fellow senators who aren't graduating yet, what they're going to experience. Okay, so one of the reasons I was late is I was at a dinner with one of the 4 finalists for the athletic director's job. We had, you think, okay, you go to little old Valpo. Well, we listed this job for people to apply all across the country. We did a national search. We had 45 people apply from all across the country. 9 of them were sitting athletic directors who want to leave their gigs to come be athletic director at Valparaiso University. Not only because of its reputation of basketball and so forth, but because we're an outstanding faith-based school. And they're leaving, some of these ADs are leaving what publicly you would maybe think are better gigs to come here because of what we have to offer, because they know the kind of students we have. So we'll interview 3 more finalists, 2 this week and 1 next week, and I'll be in a position hopefully by the end of next week to make a final decision. And this is going to be an important job. Not any more important than any of the academic positions that we have here on campus. Not more important than the vice president of student life, but it's an important job because I really am a firm believer that college athletics is good in terms of being the front door to the world, okay? One of the reasons we have students coming here is because they can participate in college athletics or they want to watch college athletics. Now, one of the things that's happened in the past, we really haven't probably given you the kind of teams that you may want to watch. But this athletic director, one of the jobs he or she will have will be to turn that around. And by the way, we talk about how things are changing. You've got the first Mexican-American Catholic president of Lutheran University. In the 4 finalists, 2 of them are African-American, 1 is a woman. And, I'm not gonna, I haven't talked to the other 3 yet, but just given the odds, you're probably gonna have, it's a 1 in 4 chance, right? No, 3 in 4 chance that you're going to have an athletic director who is not a white male. Okay. Now, that white male may get the job because he brings a lot of other things to the table, but he's going to have to be somebody who embraces diversity and embraces our values in that regard. We're completing a strategic plan that may sound like a bunch of gobbledygook to you, but it's maybe one of the most important things that we're ever going to do here, at least in this near term. We had a board meeting on this weekend where we started talking about some of the big issues that we'll address in strategic planning. For example, we have not had a new college here in 54 years. And, this is a whole different university than 1968, when was the last time we created a new college at this university. And to think that we can continue to operate in this environment without thinking about new colleges and new structures, it's naive, because the world is changing so fast, and COVID kind of precipitated that, maybe thankfully so, because now we have to adapt. I may create a new college, well, not me alone, but with my colleagues, we may create a new college of science and technology. We might. That's just an example. That's one of the ideas. But there'll be other ideas as well. We have this Access College I may have mentioned to you before. It's going to be the first time we have a 2-year associate degree program here on our campus. It'll be housed at the law school that was closed a couple of years ago. And it'll be a way to help and get with the education stream low-income, first-generation students who couldn't quite get accepted into this university. We're going to give them an opportunity to hopefully, if they get the right type of GPA after 2 years, come here as an alternative route to a road to a better life. Some of the other things that we're doing, well, one of the other things too, by the way, is as you know, this year was the first year ever where 30% of the freshmen were kids of color or underrepresented groups. I will tell you, based on what we see in enrollment right now, that's only going to grow. To me, that's a badge of honor because our country is becoming more diverse and our university is going to represent our society as a whole. Yesterday was my 14th month on the job. And I want to let you know that there are times, of course, the job can be challenging. Anytime when that has happened to me, my whole mood changes when I run into you. Because I'm just so in awe of your enthusiasm, your brain power. You're so much smarter than I was at your age. And I know that our country is in good hands. And I say our country is in good hands because of you. And because particularly the young men and women in this room, because again, maybe you won't be politicians, maybe you won't be CEOs, but I think again, because you're working in representing your colleagues and working with people who you disagree with, that's going to portend a lot for our country. One of the things I said at graduation last year is that my generation has failed to resolve the vexing issue of polarization in our society. But I think you are our last best hope. I don't want to be overly dramatic, but my generation, we either watch Fox News or MSNBC. We either read New York Times or the Wall Street Journal. Each side believes it knows what the truth is. My hope is because of the flexibility in your thinking, in the openness of your heart, you'll be able to talk to people who disagree with you. You'll still maintain your principles. Nobody's asking you to, abandon your principles. But you're going to be able to talk to others. Also, because of the excellent education you have, you know that no one owns the truth. And because of what we taught you here in these years at Valparaiso, you know what the truth looks like. You know where to find it if you don't know what it is exactly. Nobody's going to tell you this is the truth or that's the truth. You'll know enough to find it yourself and make those judgments yourself. But the bottom line is, you are the ones who I think can work across the aisle, as we used to say in Washington, D.C. and the Senate, to work with people who disagree with you. Because I will tell you this right now, the problems that we have in this country are not going to be solved just by one side or the other. It's going to be solved together. At least that's my wishful thinking. And I think you're the ones who can do that. Because I've seen you in action. It's going to be tough at times. There are going to be individuals who you're going to have to talk with who are diametrically opposed to some of the things that you believe in. I'm not saying and in some respects, I may agree more with you than who you're talking to, but you're going to have to work with them in some way or another in order to address the big problems our country has. And if you're political science majors or love politics like Ben does, you're going to know that the Republicans and the Democrats in the Senate don't work with each other, and nothing's happening. And I sound like an old man when I say it was better back in the day when I was working there from 1990 to 93. They did work with each other. Not as much as they should have, but at least work with each other a lot more than they do now. But that whole problem is kind of stratified throughout our whole entire society, and I think you guys hopefully can help solve that. Before I end, I just want to let Jolie and Ben know how much a pleasure it's been to work with you. Keep that smile. Keep that tenacity. You'll be on the hill. I have no doubt you will be. If you've got a couple minutes, I'll take any questions. Oh, one more important thing. I think one of the most important things I can tell you that's been accomplished. We can now serve beer and wine to 21-year-olds. Because of Steve's good work on the Bellman Beacon, we had to change our policies to allow us to serve beer to adult 21-year-olds here on campus. And we can do that now, and more specifically at the Bellman Beacon. Anybody have any questions for me before we end tonight? I'm here now, so if you have anything, I'll take it. Here, I just basically extolled your virtues by saying what great representatives you guys, and you guys can't ask me a question. On the issue of parking, by the way, we're going to get together, I think, on Wednesday. Tomorrow. Never mind. to talk about some of these issues, particularly as it involves commuter students. Anybody? Okay.
It's just like, it's kind of expanding, like you mentioned, like creating a new college, like, just like, what other, like, I don't want to say genre of college, but like areas of study that you want to make into a college?
Well, science and technology stands out because STEM is, listen, most of you are coming here, or mom and dad are helping you pay to come here because they want you to get a job. And we know STEM's an easy one. But STEM's not the only thing. I mean, obviously, if you want to go into business or engineering, I want those colleges to obviously give you great foundations. But let's be honest, your mom and dad are not taking home equity loans, or you're not going into debt just to get a college degree and then go back home and live in your basement. You want to get employed, you want to get off the payroll. So part of our job is not only giving you the best well-rounded education for a lifetime, but also make sure that if you want to start working right after college, you're going to be well equipped to do that. Okay? I'm not saying it's the only reason, but as a practical matter, it's a very important reason. Other things, I think one of the things that we're thinking about is making our colleges a little bit smaller. So that may mean breaking up some or changing their portfolio so that they're more nimble to adapt to the changes in the labor market. Okay, because we want to work a lot more closely with employers in the region to understand what is it you want from your employees who have college degrees, so that we can help provide that and equip you to do that so that you can be employable. So science and technology is one area. I think another possibility is on what I call the service majors, education, social work, and maybe others, maybe grouping them together. Because one, it personifies our servant leadership, and it's an important thing to us, right, as a Lutheran Christian university. But by putting programs together that are in the same type of genre, I think it makes them more formidable and provides you with not only a better education, but it puts you on a better road to getting a job. Does that make sense? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, well, you know where I live. If you have any questions, knowing again that you're here, you're not shrinking violets, and so I'm sure I'll hear an earful whenever there's an issue that you think I need to understand. One of the things that will continue until you're the new boss?
He's pointing to you, Sophia.
Okay, well, the same offer extends where I met with Jolie and Ben once a month, and that will continue with the new leadership. Because I think it's important for me to understand what's going on, and that I just hear it through student life. So that will continue next year. One last thing with respect to COVID, and Steve's probably talked to you about this. We're reaching what we call the endemic stage. And so we're going to be doing a lot more thinking about what we do next year, whether it's to what extent we have to mask when things get bad. Hopefully we don't have to mask anymore. But again, as you know, it's been unpredictable. I hear there's a new wave coming in pretty soon. Not bad enough that we have to require people to mask up, but we're just going to have to be adaptable. But hopefully, I think we're at the stage where now with the availability of vaccines and so forth, we should have a regular, normal college experience. I will tell you that most likely we're going to continue to require vaccinations. We'll have the exemptions because, again, that's what has made us safe. That's why we've had less than a 1% positivity rate. That's why you've been able to go to school now without masks, because of that. So I don't think that's going to change. There may be some other fine tuning to it too, but otherwise that's probably going to continue. Okay, I'll stick around just in case you want to talk to me, but I want to thank you again. It's been a pleasure. I wish the best. I can't wait to give you your diplomas. Who else is graduating? Okay, you also have 2 weeks to work out a handshake with me. I'm doing it to a couple others, so I have to be equal opportunity in that regard. So you want to work it out, and if I can memorize it, if it's not too complicated, I'll do it. Okay, but no jumping in the air, because I don't want to pull a hamstring in front of all these people or sprain an ankle. But I'll go to certain lengths to make sure this as enjoyable of an experience as possible for y'all. So thank you so much, and God bless you. God love you, because I sure do. Okay?
Thank you so much, President Padilla, and we're really excited to continue working with you. This next year, hopefully have you back to speak to us again. All right, now before we move on to adjournment, I'd just like to remind all of the new and returning senators to please stay for the following meeting we're going to have after refreshments. And I'd also like to invite all of the outgoing and graduating senators to also stay to watch the new Senate begin. All right, now with that, is there a motion to adjourn Synod?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, please say aye. All opposed? All right, I hereby adjourn this meeting at 9:34 p.m. Call this meeting to order at 9:52 PM. Secretary Williamson, will you please call the roll?
President Behrens,
President.
Vice President Chenoweth,
Here.
Press Secretary Harmon,
Here.
Executive Treasurer Plotchka. Here. Senator Donaldson. Here. Senator Conrad.
Here.
Senator Levin.
Here.
Senator Walton.
Here.
Senator Flanagan. Here. Senator Moss. Senator Mandow.
Here.
Senator Wilcoxen. Here. Senator Neiman.
Here.
Senator Sedler.
Here.
Senator Ahaje.
Here.
Senator Cavender.
Here.
Senator Hillebrand.
Here.
Senator Melton.
Here.
Senator Velasquez.
Here.
Senator Ward.
Here.
Senator Danella.
Here.
Senator Shear.
Here.
Senator Wright.
Present.
Roll has been called.
All right, moving on to public comment. Are there any public comments in the room or on the YouTube? All right, seeing none, moving on to approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Is
Motion to approve.
there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of approving the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, moving on to oaths of office. Everybody should have an oath of office sheet at their seat. If not, speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, anyone in the back? Secretary, do you have any more oaths of office? I have. Awesome. All right, now if everybody could just stand, but remain at your seats. And then you're all just going to repeat after me, all right? All right. I, name of office holder, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute
solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute
the office of, name of position,
the office of Director
of Valparaiso University,
of Valparaiso University,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the interests of the Student Senate
the interests of the students
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
and the student body of Valparaiso University.
Congratulations, everybody. Now, if you please sign those. Once you've signed them, if you could bring them up here real quick, I'll collect them and then move on. There's also pens if you're going to use them. All right, moving into officer reports. Student Body President Behrens.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. I know it's a long meeting tonight. I am so incredibly honored to be able to serve as a leader among all of you this next year. It has been an absolute joy both watching and being a part of the Student Senate over the past year. And although I haven't been there this past semester, I've loved experiencing the Student Senate as an outsider, and I'm so incredibly proud of each Senate resolution that you've passed, as well as the writing of completely new bylaws. Leading this semester, I want to thank Jolie and Ben for both their mentorship and their presence. I would not be here without your encouragement, and Valpo and I will truly miss you and your leadership. And of course, a big thank you to each and every senator and everyone who served on Senate over this past year. You've done incredible things, and I look forward to continuing your great work. The voices of the student body at the heart of our university. So thank you all. And report.
Thank you, President Behrens. Moving on to my report. First and foremost, I just wanted to thank all of you for bearing with me during my first Student Senate meeting as Student Body Vice President. I will keep trying to get the hang of it so that when we come back next year, all of our meetings go as smoothly as they possibly can. I'd also like to thank all of the outgoing seniors. You guys have been absolutely incredible during your time on Student Senate. I know that I personally have learned so much from you all and am incredibly proud of everything that you guys have accomplished. Ben specifically, you've been a tremendous role model on Senate for me since I first joined as a sophomore senator. And you're honestly the reason that I wanted to run for Student Body Vice President. So I just wanted to extend a big thank you to you for that. And also thank you to all of the senators who decided to run for positions for this next year. I can see already that we've got a fantastic group here, and I cannot wait to work with you all this next year to get a lot of good stuff done for this campus. So thank you so much, and report. All right, moving on to Executive Secretary Williamson.
No report.
Moving on to Press Secretary Harmon.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I'm excited to begin working with you over the next school year, and I will be getting in contact with all of you with information that I need from you to get things going as far as telling the student body about our new Student Senate session. Thank you, and report.
Moving on to Executive Treasurer Fletcher.
No report.
All right, now we're going to move on to the election of committee chairs. So these are positions that require nominations. So we're going to go through them in the order that they're on your agenda, and I'm going to be asking for nominations, and afterwards we will vote on those nominations. Now, committee chair positions, you require a 3/4 vote to be confirmed. So just keep that in mind as we're going through the process. First up is operations chair. So we'll now take nominations for operations chair. And the person that you're nominating also has to accept. You can also nominate yourself. Senator Kevin.
Nominate Senator Walton.
Senator Walton, do you accept?
I think so.
Yeah, Senator Wilcox.
I'm going to nominate Michaela Flanagan.
All right. Senator Flanagan, do you accept?
I accept.
All right. All right, are there any other nominations for Operations Committee Chair? All right, now since there is more than one nomination, I'm going to recommend that we do a ballot vote on the nomination and then do a separate vote to confirm the person who gets the majority of the ballot vote. But you would need a motion to do a ballot vote specifically, if that's what you guys choose to do. If that issue follows.
To do a ballot vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor of doing a ballot vote on the nomination, please raise your placard. All opposed? And any abstentions? All right. So now, I'm going to distribute ballots to you all, and then we're going to just write the name of the senator that you would like to receive the formal nomination for Operations Committee Chair on it. And then afterwards, we will, and then after you write it, we just bring it back up here and we'll tally them up. Would you mind?
Yes.
Well, if there is a contested, election, we have to go up there and give a few words.
Right, yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Senator Walton, would you like to come up? All right.
Boy, it's my first time up here. To say, I've really enjoyed working on the finance committee this year, specifically with ex-chair Parizo, and I've really enjoyed that. And going into second year senator, I hope to grow that experience in the operations committee. And before tonight, I wasn't necessarily expecting to get a nomination. I wasn't going to nominate myself because, I don't know, it looks weird to me. But that's all I have to say.
If you don't know me, my name is Michaela. I have served on the admin committee the past 2 years, on Senate for the past 2 years. I was secretary the first year and also last semester, and I have been currently holding the chair of the admin committee. So I think I would be able to lead the operations committee with a lot of experience on the admin side of it. And also, I had something else, but I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, I feel like I could have a lot of experience since I do know a lot about admin. And also I was serving on the executive committee since I was admin chair, so I was there when a lot of the process was going in for making the new bylaws. So I kind of know a lot about that side of it, so I can be able to lead with a lot of knowledge on that as well. Thank you.
All right, so once you have written down your vote on your ballot, if you could bring that up to the front, we'll go ahead and count those up. All right, the final count of the Senator Flanagan and 2 for Senator Walton. So if anybody has a motion to vote on Senator Flanagan's confirmation. All right, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of voting, please raise your placards. All right. All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, that passed 17-01. Now is there a motion to confirm Senator Flanagan?
Motion to confirm.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of confirming Senator Flanagan as the Operations Committee Chair, please raise your placards. All right, all opposed? And any abstentions? All right. Senator Flanagan is confirmed by votes 18-0-0. Thank you so much for bearing with me through that long, convoluted process. Moving on to Student Experience Chair. Are there any nominations for Student Experience Chair? Yes.
Nominate myself.
All right. Senator Dawson has nominated himself. Are there any other nominations? All right, seeing none, is there a motion to vote on the confirmation?
Motion to vote.
Is there a second? All right, all in favor of voting, please say aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Now, all in favor of confirming Senator Dawson as the Student Experience Chair, please raise your flags. All opposed? And any abstentions? All right, Senator Dawson is confirmed by a vote of 18-0-0. Moving on to Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Chair. Are there any nominations for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Chair? Remember, you can nominate yourself if you are interested. Yeah, Senator Fulcott.
I nominate Michelle Felton.
All right, Senator Vaughn, do you accept?
I would like to move the call.
All right. Are there any other nominations? I'd also like to remind everybody that we do need a TEI chair for this next year. Yes. All right, thank you. And can I get your name, please? All right. Are there any other nominations? All right. Is there a motion to vote?
Motion to vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of voting, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And any abstentions? All right, now, all in favor of confirming Nora as the DEI chair for next year, please raise your placards. All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, or is confirmed by a vote of 18-0-0 as a new Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Chair. And lastly, we have elections and outreach. Are there any nominations for elections and outreach chair? Yes.
I nominate Senator Levin.
Senator Lennon, do you accept?
I accept.
All right. Are there any other nominations?
I nominate Senator Velasquez.
Senator Velasquez, do you accept? All right. Are there any other nominations for election and outreach chair? Yes.
I nominate Senator Ward.
What was that? Could you repeat that, please?
I nominate Senator Ward.
Senator Ward, do you accept?
I accept.
All right. Any other nominations? All right. Senator Lennon, if you'd like to come up and say a little bit about why you'd like to do elections and outreach chair.
Hello. Elections are probably one of the most important parts about Student Senate because we can't represent our constituents if we're not, well, put in office by those constituents. So it's just important that elections run smoothly. I do not have much experience in that, I will not lie, but I have faith in the student body and Student Senate.
Thank you, Senator Lennon. Senator Velasquez, would you like to come?
To just kind of second what Lucas said, elections are an essential part of Student Senate, and I think there's some like new changes that I'd really like to implement this next year, kind of going through the process myself. Coming on Senate my second semester, there was like moments where I felt like there was a lack of communication. I wasn't hearing back about an interview and things like that. So I just really look forward, if I were to serve as this role, to just getting everyone involved and getting it known on campus and making it a smooth process for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Velasquez. Senator Ward, would you like to come up?
Okay, hi everyone. This is my first time up here. I'm almost scared. I am new to Senate. This is my first semester, but I am on the screening committee, so I do have a little bit of experience with that. And as Senator Velasquez said, I think there are a few changes that need to be made just with communication and transparency, but I do have previous experience, so I think that might help. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Ward. We're going to do the same process if there's not a motion to discuss, and hopefully try and run a little bit smoother this time. Are there any motions on the floor? I would recommend a motion to have a ballot vote if there's not a motion to discuss.
Motion to ballot vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, if you do the same thing that we did before, write the name on the paper and put it up, please. All right. The results of the ballot vote, Senator Ward received 9 votes, Senator Velasquez received 8, and Senator Lennon received 1. Is there a motion to vote on Senator Ward's confirmation?
Motion to vote.
Is there a second? All in favor of voting, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, all in favor of confirming Senator Ward as the new Elections and Outreach Chair, please raise your placards. All opposed? And any abstentions? All right, Senator Ward is confirmed by a vote of 18-0-0. Thank you, Senator Ward. All right, moving down the agenda to public comment. Are there any public comments in the room or on Zoom? Yep. Come on.
Congratulations, all of you. Good luck. You guys, the chairs that were just elected, you'll do great. Good luck in your next year. You guys will do great with Sophia and Ian too. So, congratulations.
Last word, everybody.
I say this as a student. As a student in public comment. He's such a politician.
Thank you, Vice President Jacobs. Yes.
Leanne Wright, graduate student senator. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for restructuring and allowing us graduate students a voice at the table. Please be kind to me. I've never participated in student senate before, so thank you.
All right, moving into postmortem, I'd just like to say thank you for bearing with me. again. I know at times that process was a little less than efficient, but I will work on working through these processes and making things run a little bit smoother going into next year. And I think that we're going to do a phenomenal job this next year. I'd also like to congratulate again the newly elected chairs of our new committees. It's the first time the Senate has ever elected committee chairs this way. And I think that they're going to do fantastic in their roles this next year. All right, moving into adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? All right. I hereby adjourn this meeting at 10:18 p.m. Thank you all so much.